Hi, this is Simon Candy from Acoustic Guitar Lessons Online.net, and welcome to the second video of a three-part series I've created for you all about chords and being able to create amazing sounding music on your guitar using them. If you haven't seen the first video yet, then I strongly recommend you go and check that out first, because then today's video will make a whole lot more sense to you. If you've seen that video, excellent. What we're going to do today, in part, is repeat what we did in that first video in making a single chord on our guitar sound really cool and drastically expanding the scope of sound we can get within a chord. Only this time we're going to do it with an E chord. Okay, and then towards the end of this video we'll look at pairing the E chord up with the A chord, and we can create some really cool vamps, bringing in our melody and all those sorts of things like we're doing in the first video. For more ways to use these chords in a soloing context, not just a rhythm guitar context, click the link below this video and download my free ebook audio where I'll show you how to use chord shapes much like these ones in today's video in a soloing context. Alright, so we're now going to look at an E chord, and we're going to have triad shapes for the E chord also on the fourth, third and second strings like we did for our A chord in the first video. So the first shape is going to be this one. Okay, this is part of the E open chord, but we want to be very specific here and just play these three strings from that particular chord, or that, from that chord shape. We have also this shape here, our second E triad shape. You'll notice that we had that shape as an A triad shape as well, just in a higher position in the first video. And we're also going to have this shape here at the 9th fret, and that was also one of the A triad shapes. In fact, we're playing the same three shapes we did for the A triad, only as E triad shapes now, or E chords. Okay, this first shape here, we could also play an octave higher where they're all fretted notes, if you like. Okay, so that's the first step, just three shapes for the E chord, and if we like, the octave of that first shape. Okay, now as we did with the A chord, we're going to bring in the droning strings, that really cool sound that everyone loves to hear, the open droning of strings, or the droning of open strings with our chords. So this particular shape down here in the open position already has the open second string, and we'll add in the open first string. This shape, the second shape, we're going to take the finger off the second string, the second finger, and that'll bring in the open second string, and we'll add the open top string as well. And then this shape here at the 9th fret for our E, again, we'll take the finger off the second string so we can bring in the open B and again the E string. Now I've only got two fingers needed for this chord. I'm going to refret it with my second and third fingers, just a little more comfortable there. And if we're using this octave shape of the first one down here, we simply remove the first finger and get the drone again of the first and second strings. So like the A chord, we now have these two top strings droning through on our E triads, like this. And the octave, really cool sound. Like the A chord, we're going to bring in the lower end. Remember, like the piano player, we've got the right hand, which is what we've been doing so far, the higher end. But we want the lower end too, to create a full sound, like there's nothing needing to be added. Okay, and it's an E chord, so of course we've got a low E open string. Try and get that out to go with our chords, and we just drone that whenever we like, and we get that nice full sound. It's nothing else is needed there. We've got the bass and we've got the chord, the E chord. And of course we can break the chord up, or we can strum if we like, and you can use the pick if you like, or like I am here, you can use a finger picking approach. It's not necessary to use finger picking. You can use a pick if you prefer. Okay, so that's what we've got so far. The other step we added was simply adding notes with the spare fingers we have from each triad shape. So if I'm down here in the open position, I can add notes on the top two strings. I can add them anywhere, but we'll stick to the top two strings, right? So any note you want, even if you hear something that's a bit dissonant like that, it's all about context. Okay, they can all work. It just depends how you use them, and in using them you'll get better at being able to control those dissonances, if you like. A little exercise you could do actually is to play the triad shape, and we'll stick to the first string here, and play all the notes possible on the first string that you can reach within the triad shape. So basically we're going to play a chromatic scale all the way up the top string, right? We'll keep going up, and each note will sound out the triad shape that's in the position, right? So the open string, the first fret, second, third, right? They're all within the vicinity of that first E triad shape. I could move now up to here with the second shape, and the third shape, and the octave of the first. Okay, all those notes are within reach, and you can use them to add extensions to your chords. If you like the more in consonant sounding notes, then use those. If you want to add a little bit of mystery to your sound or a bit of drama, then use some of the dissonant sounds. They're all there to be used, and the whole basis here is being creative and just letting your ear explore the possibilities of the sounds, all within an E open chord. Okay, so to this point in time, we've simply repeated what we did with our A chord in the first video, only now on the E chord. For more ideas of how, or for ways to include chords like these in your solos as opposed to just rhythm guitar parts, check out the ebook audio I've created via the link in the description below this video. Okay, so we have the E chord now as well as the A chord that we learned and played around with in the first video. So what do? We want to pair the two up together. And the way you want to go about this is by position. It's great to see how they overlap on top of each other on the guitar. Okay, so if we stick with E first, the current chord that we're on, we have this first shape. The first shape we have for A was this. Very similar. Okay, they share a common note actually. So we want to see and realize those two are a match, or a pair if you like, because they both belong to the same position on the guitar. We've got the E and the A. If we move up to the second E shape, we have this, and for the A, we have this shape. Okay, so we had the E and the corresponding A shape is this one here around the 5th position. And then the third E shape corresponded with this A shape. Alright, so we're just pairing them up together. That's what you want to do. See how they relate, because then we're going to create little vamps, just little small, very short chord progressions, because we've only got 2 chords here, bringing in the elements we've been working with. So first off, you might just play the E, pick out or strum. Very free time again, don't worry about trying to keep a time signature here or anything like that. And to the A, E, and the A. Okay, then we could bring in notes like we were doing and add some melody to what's going on here. So something like this. Okay, just playing around on the E, A. up. Ooh, interesting. This is the point. Just listen, and you're going to hear some sounds like that one there. Probably wasn't my favorite sound in that context. It just wasn't a great moment to play that note. But whatever, we're not trying to be perfect here. We're just exploring sounds. In this case, across two chords. So E and A. We can move up to the third E shape. Just play around on that to the A. Okay, just mucking around, switching between two chords. You can set a time if you like. You can have a couple of bars on each chord, or you can just play very, very freely and just take a walk through E to A, E to A, up and down the fretboard, breaking the notes up, adding and taking away fingers, and just explore the sounds. The more you do this, the more control you're going to get over it, and the greater music you'll get from it, if that makes sense. Okay, so that is the next step. Now, let me just play a little bit for you here, showing you, the possibilities, some of the possibilities here. I'll just have a little play through E to A. I'll spend about a couple of bars on each chord and just alternate back and forth a few times, bringing in melody notes and shifting position, and you can get an idea of just what's possible with this particular approach we're taking here today. Excellent. Okay, so you can see what we can do now when we have two chords with this particular approach. We've got the three shapes, we're droning open strings, we're adding and taking away fingers, and we're switching chords now. We had a lot of changes happening within a single chord, but now we actually have a chord change, E to A to E, whatever you want to do with those two chords. And remember, this is all about creativity, so don't try and understand this from a theory point of view. Don't get all analytical with it. Resist that if you're that type of person who wants to understand everything. Just relax and just let the sound wash over you. Train your ears. Have fun with this approach. Be curious. Explore, because that's how you're really going to learn the instrument. Okay, the understanding will come. That'll come later. Don't worry about that if you can't make sense of what's going on theoretically here. It's all about the sound being creative. Okay. If you want to learn how to take shapes like these and others and actually use them in your guitar solos, then click the link below this video and download my free ebook audio where I'll show you how to do that. For more acoustic guitar resources, all sorts of techniques and approaches and styles and so forth, visit my website, www.acousticguitarlessonsonline.net, and you'll find a ton of stuff there that I'm sure you'll really like. Thanks for watching today's video. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, then do so, and you'll receive regular notifications of all upcoming videos, which there'll be plenty of. And thanks again for watching, and I'll look forward to seeing you in the third part to our video series here on creating awesome music with chords on your guitar.